So y'all wanted more weird stuff and UFO sightings? I got y'all. Glad to know that a lot of y'all are weird and like to watch weird stuff like me. I'm glad to see that. This next video, man, is this man captured on camera what no one was supposed to see. Let's go.
There are, around the world, hundreds of UFO sightings every year.
UFO sightings in the Red Gate area near Deer Lodge has been a hotspot for UFOs and the paranormal, including one Deer Lodge resident who captured something very strange on a trail camera recently.
Deep in the wilds of Montana's Red Gate Forest, hunter Donald Bromley's camera caught something chilling. A strange, gray creature with a big head and long arms, almost ghost-like, appeared in the photo. This place, near Deer Lodge, is known for weird sightings and UFOs. Bromley's camera, hidden in this spooky forest, strangely ran out of battery way too fast. These and more shocking sightings are about to be revealed. Join us as we explore what this man captured, which no one was supposed to see. An alien in disguise. Donald Bromley spoke to a TV station about a strange place known for weird events. Often there are lights in the sky.
I don't never get to see this type of stuff on the news channels that I watch. I gotta switch up my news channel because I want to hear about stuff like this too.
That no one can explain, and odd things happen a lot. He said that cars sometimes just stop working on the road nearby without any good reason. The more Donald looked at a photo he took, the more he thought he had captured a picture of an alien. He noticed how the figure in the photo looked different from people, with a big head that seemed too large for its body, and it looked like it wasn't wearing any clothes, almost invisible. Donald thinks the figure is an alien in disguise because it doesn't look like anything from Earth. He said he has lots of cameras in the woods, all running on batteries that should last a year. But when he checked this camera, it had stopped working after only 2 months. The last photo it took was what he thinks is an alien. Donald doesn't believe this is just by chance. He feels the picture can't be of a human, especially because of where the camera was, far from where people usually are. This story gets even more interesting with the history of strange lights and events in the area. It makes you think there might be more to our world than we see. Donald's story adds to this mystery, making us wonder if there are beings from other planets visiting Earth. He also talked about a very remote and private farm where he worked. To get there, you have to travel a long way, several miles. Plus, you need to walk down a steep path, dropping about 1,000 feet to get there. It's almost impossible. He also found it odd that none of the other cameras nearby were triggered. Usually, if something moves near them, they start recording. But here, even though one camera caught something strange, the others didn't show anything. This is puzzling because if a person or animal was moving there, you'd expect more than one camera to notice.
But that goes to say of what we've always said. They have some way to either knock out or scramble, like either your camera on your phone, and now we're seeing also these trail cameras. So that kind of goes along with what we've been thinking and feeling.
Suggests whatever was on camera did so without triggering the usual sensors, or it was a one-time thing at the spot where the odd image was taken. This adds to the mystery, as it's hard to see how someone could move through such tough terrain without setting off other cameras. After exploring a hidden farm, we look up to the skies of Scotland, where strange lights and stories wait, gliding close to the ground. These tales have not only put Bonnybridge on the map for those curious about extraterrestrial life.
Don't that sound like they're looking for something? Seeing lights in the sky move around and other ones hovering close to the ground? Sounds to me like they're searching for something. Or someone.
But also fueled a larger conversation forever. He was just driving from one town to another at night when something incredible happened. Connections are made.
Now, the interesting part to me is here you have an entire city. For the most part, we ain't gonna say everybody there, but for the most part, they're saying pretty much most of the city has either said they've seen something or witnessed something or experienced something. So you mean to tell me all of them are lying? All of them are just saying this, trying to get attention? Come on, man. And why haven't we heard about, what is it, Bonnie Bridge? I've never heard about Bonnie Bridge until just now. Have y'all? Now I'm going to dive into it and look some more in depth.
The unknown triangle. In a place called the Falkirk Triangle, which is a bit like another mysterious place known as the Bermuda Triangle, there are lots of stories and guesses about it being a doorway to another world. People say that in Bonnie Bridge, the barrier between our world and another is really thin. Thinner than anywhere else in the UK. This makes people believe that Bonnie Bridge might be a special spot where it's easier to slip from our world into another one. Some folks think that the Falkirk Triangle isn't just a random place with weird happenings, but more like a space road or river that flows right through the area, similar to a real canal nearby, the Forth and Clyde Canal. They imagine it as a path that goes from outer space into the Scottish lowlands. But whether these ideas have any real science behind them is a big question that people often argue about. For a long time, in the Scottish Highlands, there have been stories about mysterious lights floating in the sky that don't seem to have any explanation. A lot of times, people think these lights are caused by natural gases coming from the wet, swampy ground. These gases can light up and create what's known as ghost lights or will-o'-the-wisp, and they're a common part of many spooky stories in Scotland. These floating gas balls are what some people think might explain the sightings of small, flickering lights moving across the land. But even with this explanation for the smaller lights, there are still a lot of stories and reports about bigger and noisier mysterious events that can't be easily explained. These bigger mysteries leave people wondering and asking more questions about what's really going on in the Falkirk Triangle. Is it just natural swamp gases playing tricks on our eyes? Or is there something more unusual and harder to explain happening? The idea that the Falkirk Triangle could be a sort of cosmic highway or a stream connecting our world to another dimension or space is fascinating. It paints a picture of a world that's much more mysterious and magical than we might have thought. While scientists and skeptics might not agree on the explanations for these phenomena, the stories and experiences of those who have witnessed these mysterious lights and events add a rich layer to the folklore and mystery of the Scottish Highlands. Whether it's a gateway to another universe, a natural phenomenon, or something else entirely, the Falkirk Triangle captures the imagination of people worldwide. Thinking about mysterious connections, we learn about the first sighting of flying saucers and the start of UFO stories. 9 bright blue V-shapes.
So are we looking at a shape-shifting UFO here? Or could it be some kind of secret craft developed by a nation here on Earth?
The story behind the phrase, flying saucers, starts with Kenneth Arnold. He described the objects as looking like the curved part of a moon, oval at the front and bulging at the back. They shone like silver, reflecting light, and had the round, flat shape of a pie dish or a saucer. Kenneth Arnold, a pilot who flew planes for fun, is often remembered for being the first person to see something in the sky that no one could identify. This event is why many people today are fascinated with flying saucers and the mystery surrounding unidentified flying objects. There are many people who study the skies who either believe these objects could be visitors from other planets or completely dismiss the idea. They have debated back and forth about Arnold's experience for a long time, making it a topic of great interest. On June 24, 1947, while flying his small plane near Mount Rainier in Washington, Arnold claimed he saw 9 bright blue things moving through the sky faster than any plane, about 1,700 miles per hour, arranged in a V shape.
All things that we still continue to hear to this day, right? Faster than anything known to man and moving in this V shape. We always talk about the formations. So that always fascinates me, that the things they were saying back then still reign true today of what we're seeing, what we're experiencing. Things that are faster than anything known to man, and we keep seeing these formations. That don't click to some people. Oh, my bad. No. You still just, oh man, this is just fake, and y'all shouldn't be believing or feeding into this. This is all propaganda. Okay, you keep believing that.
Sighting happened at a time when the world was just entering the Cold War and was not far removed from the end of World War II. Arnold first thought what he saw might be a new type of military aircraft. But the military said they weren't testing any planes in that area at that time. The term flying saucer became popular. The story of aliens in Turkey. Haktan Akdogan, a well-known figure in Turkey who studies UFOs and firmly believes in life beyond Earth, founded the Sirius UFO Space Sciences Research Center in 1998. The main goal of this center was to connect with other UFO research groups worldwide and share findings about mysterious flying objects that no one can fully explain. The center aims to prove that humans aren't the only smart beings out there. It works with a diverse team that includes scientists, people who study human societies, airplane pilots, and experts in human behavior, showcasing their
Why do we never know who these people are? And at the same time, what's the results of their research? Why don't we ever get that information? Everything else is made public knowledge that takes place, whether it be in a court system or something like that. Is this considered classified or something? Let us know.
Collaborative efforts on its online platform. Akdogan also shares stories about people in Turkey and other places being taken away by UFOs for research purposes. This idea that aliens abduct humans for experiments has been a topic of fascination among those who follow UFO stories around the world for many years. Akdogan warns that these aren't ordinary aircraft. He tells tales of individuals who were supposedly lifted into spacecraft by beams of light while they slept, and then subjected to various experiments. Up to this point, there have been about 470 reported UFO sightings in Turkey alone, as per Akdogan's records. He also talks about nearly 120 people in Turkey who these aliens reportedly took. Some of them were said to have been left with alien implants or tiny microchips inside their bodies. There's also this remarkable video that emerged from Turkey, showing what appears to be two alien beings peeking through the window of their spaceship, hovering in the Turkish skies. The figures in the video have the large teardrop-shaped heads that many of us automatically think of when we imagine what aliens might look like, making the footage even more astonishing. The Turkish government's official stance makes this case even more intriguing. The authorities in Turkey have confirmed the authenticity of this UFO video, lending a significant amount of legitimacy to these claims. This acknowledgement by the government has sparked even more interest and debate among those who follow UFO sightings and believe in extraterrestrial life. The idea that we might not be alone in the universe and the possibility of other intelligent beings visiting our planet has captivated the imagination of many, not just in Turkey, but around the world. This ongoing curiosity about the unknown and the efforts to understand it continue to fuel discussions and research in the field of ufology. The video we're talking about is 100% real. At least that's what every expert who has checked it out says. This includes companies that are really good at graphic design and people who know a lot about videos and movies. They all agree it's the real deal. Now, if this video isn't just some big trick, it changes everything we thought we knew. It would mean that what we believe about religion and the history of humans might not be right after all. And yes, it strongly suggests...
Yeah, you know they don't want to hear that. You know what that's the sound of them hearing that? The sound of them losing control.
That outer space is full of different alien species. We're talking about aliens of all sizes, from really tall ones to super small ones, and everything you can imagine in between. Everyone from top-notch graphic design companies to video and film experts has taken a close look at this video. They've all come to the same conclusion. It's authentic. This isn't just a few people saying it's real, it's a unanimous decision from the best in the business. If it turns out that this video isn't a clever hoax, then it's a game changer. It challenges our entire understanding of religion and human history. It opens up the possibility that outer space is not empty, but filled with life, with aliens.
So what? We've shown them compelling footage and evidence so far, and what have they done? What have we done? We just had a whole debriefing in front of Congress. What came from it? Exactly.
Ranging in size from giants to miniatures, and includes an incredible variety of life forms we've never imagined. On a quiet night, a strange sight in Fresno blurs the line between what's real and what's not. Hidden aliens in Fresno. In the middle of the night in Fresno, California, have you ever wondered if an alien might be hiding nearby? Our brains can go on quite the adventure when everything is quiet and dark. Sometimes, we think we see things that aren't actually there, because our brains are trying to make sense of the dark shapes and shadows around us. You might even start to believe you're seeing things that aren't real. If you told someone about it, they might just say you're imagining things. But what if you're not? What if there was actual proof, like a video or a photo, that showed you really did see something strange? Would you be more likely to believe your own eyes then? Back in 2017, a guy named Jose had a night where he just couldn't sleep. So he decided to look at the video from his security cameras at his house in Fresno, California. And guess what? He saw something really weird on camera. It looked like a white monster, but it didn't have a head or arms. It looked more like a pair of white pants moving all by itself. In the video, this big, spooky thing dashed across Jose's lawn. Seeing this freaked Jose out big time. After he watched the video, he really wanted to find out what it was he saw. So he posted the video online to see if anyone could explain it. But nobody could figure out exactly what it was. Then there was another video that popped up in 2011. Someone was out exploring Yosemite Lakes Park and recorded something that looked just like the weird thing from Jose's video from 2007. But this time, there was more than one. There was a smaller one following the first one, which made people think maybe it was a baby version. This video was longer than the first one because the creatures didn't seem to be in a rush. After this video came out, the Fresno Nightcrawlers became super famous. The more people heard about them, the more they claimed to see them. There's even talk about them showing up in Ohio, though no one's got that on tape. Since these creatures became known, people all over the world started making art and selling stuff with the Fresno Nightcrawlers on them. But the big question is, are these Nightcrawlers real? A lot of people think they are. Some folks don't buy it. They think it's just a person with a sheet over their head and some fake legs. But the fans of the Nightcrawlers don't agree. They say the creature's legs are way too long, and the body shape is too weird for it to be a person. Plus, they argue that if it was just a sheet, it would have flown off when the creature ran. Whether the Fresno Nightcrawler is a real thing or not is still up for debate. Believers and skeptics alike keep trying to prove their side of the story. It seems like those who believe in the creature are sticking to their guns. No matter what you think, it looks like we won't know the real deal about the Fresno Nightcrawler until it decides we should. Leaving Fresno's mystery, we go back to Texas for a famous light show in the sky that puzzled many. Project Blue Book. One evening, on August 25th, 1951, a remarkable event took place in the skies over Lubbock, Texas. This story involves 3 college professors from Texas Tech University who were spending their evening outdoors. As they relaxed, they suddenly looked up and saw something extraordinary. A group of lights moving quickly across the sky, forming a half-circle shape. This unusual sight came to be known as the Lubbock Lights. A young student named Carl Hart Jr., who was just starting his studies at Texas Tech, managed to capture photographs of these mysterious lights. His
Same formations. Y'all saw it. I know y'all was thinking the same thing. Those same formations. Again, repeating itself.
Pictures were so striking that they caught the attention of newspapers all across the United States. Even Life magazine, a popular publication then, featured his photos. spreading the story even further. In the days that followed this sighting, many people from Lubbock reported seeing similar lights in the sky. The town was buzzing with stories and theories about what could have caused such an unusual display. The United States Air Force took an interest in these reports and decided to investigate through a project known as Project Blue Book. This project was specifically set up to look into reports of unidentified flying objects, or UFOs. After a thorough investigation, the official explanation given by Project Blue Book was quite mundane. They concluded that the lights were merely a reflection from birds flying by, which were illuminated by the bright, new streetlights installed in Lubbock.
They think we're stupid. I swear they think we're stupid.
However, many people who witnessed the lights found this explanation hard to believe. They argued that the lights moved too fast to be just birds reflecting light. The debate over what really happened that night in Lubbock continues, with some people convinced it was something more mysterious than birds. This event remains a fascinating topic for those interested in the unknown and the unexplained. After the Texas lights, a new tale in Levelland shows us more nighttime wonders and questions. The Close Encounter in Levelland, Texas.
They think we step.
Following Levelland's strange events, we find ourselves in Tehran, facing a mystery that challenges what we know. The Tehran shocking event. The event known as the Tran Incident happened in Tehran, Iran, on the night of September 19, 1976. The incident left everyone with a lot of questions and no answers. It was another mysterious event that added to the list of strange sightings in the sky that people had reported in the past.